Hi, this is Teacher Jen from conversation223 and welcome again to a new lesson on essential English patterns. Today we will discuss a new pattern, and it's the pattern how do I find? How do I find? How do I find? So here in this pattern, you are asking how you can find or search someone or something, or in what way you can find someone or something. Okay, so that means you don't know someone or something and you are asking someone how you can find or search for them or for that thing. Okay, now let's discuss the following sample sentences so that you can understand it better. Let's start with number 1. How do I find him? How do I find him? Here, you are asking someone in what way you can find another person or him. Number 2. How do I find the answer? How do I find the answer? Here, you are asking someone in what way you can find the answer about a question, okay? How about number 3? How do I find a solution? How do I find a solution? Here, you are asking in what way you can find a solution. Okay, so definitely maybe it can be a problem and you want to find a solution. So you're asking someone how or in what way you can find a solution for that. Number 4, how do I find out what's going on? How do I find out what's going on? Here, you're asking someone in what way you can find out what's happening. Okay? And number 5, how do I find out what she said? How do I find out what she said? Here you're asking someone in what way you can find out what she said. Okay, maybe you will really want to know what someone or another person said about something or someone, and you really want to know it. So you will ask this question. So now it's our turn to make our own sentences. Okay, it's my turn first. My sentences. How do I find a taxi? How do I find a taxi? So in my question, I'm asking you in what way can I find or search a taxi? So maybe in that certain place it's hard to find a taxi, so I'm asking in what way can I find or search a taxi? Okay, so now it's your turn to make your own sentence. So what is your sentence? Very good. Now let's have a review and read the sentences once more. Please follow me. How do I find him? How do I find him? How do I find the answer? How do I find the answer? How do I find a solution? How do I find a solution? How do I find out what's going on? How do I find out what's going on? How do I find out what she said? How do I find out what she said? Very good. Now let's go on here on the dialogue part. And here for dialogues number 1 and 2, you will be speaker A and I will be speaker B. Let's start with number 1. I've noticed that too. Why don't you just ask her? Okay, number 2. That's a big purchase. You might want to do some research on the internet. Very good. Now we have some words here like bothering. When you say bothering, disturbing or making someone feel uncomfortable. So something is disturbing or making Carrie feel uncomfortable. And then purchase, when you say purchase, buy something. So that's a big buy. Okay? Now, let's go back here, and I want you to review this pattern together with the sample sentences. I want you to memorize all the sample sentences because they might come in handy when you are expressing yourself in English. Also, don't forget to make your own sentences as well because they are very, very helpful, and it's a good practice for you to use the English language. Okay? So, now, this is the end of our lesson. I hope you learned something for today. This is Teacher Jen of Camglish.com saying goodbye and see you on our next video. Goodbye!